Today on Alex and Autos, we're out here taking a look at the all-new for 2015 Mercedes-Benz C300. Now this particular model is a C300 4Matic, which means it does have all-wheel drive. If you want to know more about the C300 and how it drives, then go ahead and click that banner at the bottom of your screen. You'll be taken on over to the complete review on the C300. In this video, since I'm holding a child seat, we'll be taking a look at child seats and their interaction with this car, how well they fit in the back, and how well people fit in the front. Well, you have child seats in the back. Now this is a Graco Classic Ride 50 child seat. It is suitable for children between 4 and 50 pounds, and it is also a convertible seat, which means you can use it in forward or rearward facing installations. Although the C-Class has certainly grown for the 2015 model year, you need to keep in mind if you're looking at this versus something like your average mass market sedan along the lines of an Accord, a Camry, or a Fusion, that the C-Class is not as large of a vehicle. In fact, you won't find as much interior room until you step up to something along the lines of a Mercedes-Benz E-Class. Still, sitting here in the passenger seat, you can see I have a decent amount of room. The seat controls are right over here on the door like they are in every other Mercedes model, so I'm going to move this seat forward until it's just about the limit. For me, it's 6 feet tall. I'm going to move it till my legs are about an inch away from the dashboard, and that's right over here on the left side. Now, one thing to note in this position is that it's relatively comfortable. This is a very comfortable seat. And actually make it a little bit more upright for my personal tastes as well right there. Now, because the dashboard has been pushed forward in the car, it does give you a lot more room on the inside than the previous generation. It will feel more spacious even if you do have to sit this far forward. Thanks to the shape of the dashboard up front, I was able to move this front seat almost far enough forward to fit a child seat in a rearward facing application right here in the back of the C-Class. Now, this child seat is in the green zone. The little ball in the racer right there is in the green zone. However, it is touching this front seat back, and you do want between 1 and 2 inches of room between the seat back and the child seat, because the front seat will move rearward in the event of a rear end collision, and you don't want it to impact your child seat. As a result, the C-Class scores very well in terms of the rest of the luxury competition. I was able to do this in a BMW 3 Series, but only just. The Audi A3 is a little bit tighter just because of the shape of the seat backs. I wasn't able to comfortably fit a child seat in this position in either the Volvo S60 or the Cadillac ATS. Those are definitely smaller in the back seat area. Now, moving the child seat over to the middle position, I did still have enough clearance between the front seats and the child seat for this rearward application. And that's because the front seats are a little bit narrower than some of the other entries right up here at the critical shoulder area, and they're far enough apart that you can put the child seat and have enough clearance between those front seats and the child seat. I now have 2 child seats inserted in the back, and it's important to keep in mind that the C-Class is not a terribly wide vehicle. So I can't really sit right in my spot in this back seat because this child seat is right next to me. It's just not wide enough for that. According to the owner's manual, Mercedes only provides latch anchors for the outboard seating positions. That means you should not use those latch anchors for a center child seat. Now, in general, that is the case, but if the owner's manual for your child seat and your vehicle agree, you can use the latch anchors for a center child seat, but again, only if the owner's manual for the vehicle and the child seat both agree that that's allowable. It's not in this particular model. The Graco Classic Ride 50 child seats that I use have this very large buckle arrangement, and the C-Class has the same problem that I've had with a number of other vehicles when it comes to accommodating these large buckles. The top tether anchor is fairly close to the child seat back, so if I connect that and then I try and tighten this up as tight as possible, it still has a decent amount of play in it. And you want less than a ½ inch of play in a child seat if you tug on it forcefully. That's really difficult to achieve in this vehicle with this style of latch anchor. So you may want to have a different kind of latch anchor for installation into the Mercedes-Benz C-Class. It is important to keep in mind that not every child seat works very well in every vehicle. So if you're buying a new car, you may want to invest in a new set of child seats that works really well with the car that you're looking at. When it comes to the 3-across child seat test, I wasn't able to fit that third child seat in the vehicle. That's just down to the dimensions of these Graco Classic Ride 50 seats. You can find narrower seats and wider seats, of course. These are fairly average, so if you do need to put 3 seats in the back of your Mercedes-Benz C-Class, they're going to be narrower than this Graco Classic Ride 50. Now, when it comes to rear passenger comfort, not everything is strictly up to the length and the width of the vehicle. The overall side profile of the C-Class is relatively traditional, and that gives rear passengers an awful lot more headroom than you'll find in most of those other entries in this segment. Cargo practicality has long been a Mercedes strong point, and it continues with this generation of the C-Class. We get a very generously sized trunk back here. This is a 26-inch roller bag. You can easily see we can fit that back there. This is a 24-inch roller bag. Nice thing to know is that these will also fit in the vehicle this way, almost all the way back in the seat backs. Now, we do also have folding rear seat backs. There are little handles right here to help you fold those seat backs forward. We also have a little bit of under trunk floor additional cargo storage here. Trunk floor stays in the upright position thanks to a little clip right there. There's a first aid kit, a little cargo storage divider down there. We have a storage net and a small well to add a little bit of extra knickknacks right there below the storage floor. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that Mercedes does put some of the vehicle electronics and a fuse block right there in the trunk floor as well. So you want to be careful if you put liquids in the back that they don't spill on that. Let's see how well those child seats fit now. Now, even though I wasn't able to fit the 3 child seats in the back seat of the C300, they do fit very easily right here in the trunk. I can even add this 26-inch roller bag right here without too much issue. Place that right in the vehicle like that, and I can still close the trunk lid. Thanks for taking the time to check out this video. Again, I'm Alex Dykes, and this has been the 2015 Mercedes C300 4Matic. If you want to know more about this vehicle, then you'll find that complete review on my channel as well. I encourage you to subscribe to this channel by clicking that banner at the bottom of your screen. You can also send your questions to alex@alexandautos.com. Find me over at facebook.com/alexandautos and over at Twitter as Alex and Autos. I'll see you next week.